It is a great honor and pleasure to announce that I am working with ASEA and with this phenomenal team, and consisting of Morten and Chris Gallo and Trish Winkler and numerous others that you may or may not heard of yet that will join us or have joined us, are on our way to join us in this incredible opportunity. And I've been asked tonight to give you a little view about, or a few comments on why I chose to join ASEA. And let me please start with just giving you a little bit background, because that will probably help you understand why I chose the way I chose. So could you please show the background slide, Morten, and I'll go through those. This is not to brag or to do anything, it's just to give you a little bit background. And it may help you as well when you introduce the opportunity to other people, that you can show to a third party, in this case me then, with that kind of background that has looked into this opportunity thoroughly before joining. It will give, I do know that, not because it's me or my background, but I do know that this kind of background, having analyzed this opportunity, does give a little credibility to at least a few people. And I used everything I've learned, everything I've experienced over the past 20 or so years to 25 years, I guess, to look into this opportunity. Let me first say, I left the company that I left first. Some people think that I stopped that opportunity because I wanted to join ASEA. That's not really true. I made a decision to leave and resign from the former company. I've sent my resignation letter, and I decided to leave that company for different reasons. I was not agreeing with the way it was led and run in the future. I didn't think that I could contribute more in that setting. So therefore, out of integrity and so on, I did not want to promote that anymore, so I left. Now, when I see that the kind of team that we're building up here, that was a separate decision. I've learned to know Morten since many years, and we have become good friends and colleagues, and we're pretty different, as we're pretty similar in many ways, and then we're pretty different in other ways. And within technology, for example, he has everything that I don't have, and then maybe I have a few things that I can help him with. So we complement each other very well. When it comes to Chris Gallo, we've had a lot of fun over the past 15 years, and it's a great pleasure and honor to join him as well, so that we look upon ourselves as a great team of people who like each other, have fun, and want to develop something really, really good for many, many people to benefit from. And I think that collectively, I think we have, with our backgrounds, with our 15, 20, 22 years or so that Chris has in network marketing, I think we come to the table with a lot of experiences that we could probably say that we have done most of the things we can do wrong. We have done them, and so we learned from them, hopefully. And we have also done a few things right, since we were all Royal Diamonds and top-level distributors in that company. So that put together, I think when we put together an infrastructure and a support system and a team of highly competent people within network marketing, I think that gives the best possible scenario of an infrastructure and support system for you all to succeed under that hat. So that's the intention. That's pretty much the reason also why I joined this team, because I can see that we can do a lot of good things together. So we can go back to that background. I had a normal business school background. I joined IBM in the IT industry within sales and management consulting. And during that management consulting career, I had the pleasure of looking into hundreds of companies in numerous industries. And I can assure you that I have never, ever seen a company who did not have problems. There is not, the perfect company is not there. There's a law, a universal law of rhythm, that says that everything goes up and down, and good times, bad times, people do good, people do bad. Companies go well, and some companies have problems. So I've looked into many different companies. I learned to know a lot of different leadership groups of medium-sized and large-sized companies. I've been facilitating seminars for them. I've been consultant to them, giving them advice, etc., over many years. And I can assure you that the corporate management, the founders and the owners of ASEA, no matter what kind of company and no matter what kind of industry I compare to, they are on the top of my list. I have never been more impressed about anyone that I've met, and I've met hundreds of top executives and spent hours and hours with them, and I can tell you these people are genuinely good people. At least that's my personal impression after having met them and spoken with them for hours and hours, each one of them, before I made my decision. They are really great people, and they're very highly competent people. They know what they're doing. These are not network marketing people, all of them. They are people that come from a great background of corporate management, been top executives in some of the world's best and biggest companies, and they apply that to our industry. It is a company with a product and a science who chose network marketing as a distribution method and not the other way around, which you often find in network marketing industry, if you can call it an industry. I usually don't call it an industry. It's a sales method, a distribution method. It's not an industry in my terms anyway. Anyway, so we use that kind of background to also look at ASEA. And I also worked as a top executive in a large travel company as an international sales director and executive vice president. So I also had some experience of being able to put myself in the management position and say, if I were to lead this company with these products and with this markets and with this compensation plan and this support system and all the things they have, what would I think about that company? And then besides that, I used whatever I have learned from writing a book and doing seminars, coaching, mentoring, consulting, being an investor in different ways, and my 16 years in network marketing, of which most of those years were at the top level and European Distributor of the Year and all these things. So I think that you can say that based on all that background, I had a fairly good background for analyzing and choosing, at least looking at whether I think this is a good company or not to join. So let's look at that, because let's look at, yeah, by the way, before I leave that, in the seminars, coaching, mentoring business that I built up over the past 10 years, I learned to know some really great people like Bob Proctor, Jack Canfield, and so on. And some of you know that I wrote this book called Your Life's Echo. I don't know if Morten has had the time yet to put it up on the site, but if not, he will do it within the next few days or so.
It will be done this evening.
Sorry?
This evening it will be done.
Okay, great. And it'll be up this evening, he says, and so from tomorrow or a couple of days, you will probably be able to download that book, because I'd like to offer all of you that are working with ASEA that book for free. It's downloadable as a PDF version. What he also will put up is an interview. This is the forefront of the book, and it teaches you quite a lot of good things. Bob Proctor usually says it's the best information in the world. I thought he was a little arrogant when he said that, but he said it is, and we have the license to brag about it, because none of it is ours. We've just collected it, learned from other people, added our own stories, and so on. And he wrote the foreword to the book, by the way. So this is for you to use to work on your attitude, on your personal development, which is useful when it comes to these kind of things. There's also an interview. I made numerous videos. It's actually one hour video that has been put in pieces. I only launched one of them, one little piece of 8 minutes, 8-9 minutes on YouTube. The link will be up on the page soon. It's an interview that I did. I was invited to Jack Canfield's film studio a year and a half, soon 2 years ago, summer 2 years ago. And I got to know him over a couple of years, because I studied with him and spent a lot of time with him. And he invited me to go to his home. We were having personal mentoring, coaching there with some other people. And then he invited me to go to the studio with him one day, where he interviewed me, and we filmed that interview, interviewed me about my book. That whole interview will also soon be up on the page. But right now you have the link to, or we'll have soon the link to an 8-minute piece where he asks me about whether, well, actually he said, with all that background, with a corporate background and everything, and then you chose network marketing. Any regrets? He says, just out of the blue. And I answered that in 8 minutes. I say no, none, no whatsoever. I never regret it. And I'm saying why I didn't regret it. And that might be helpful for you also if you want to use that as a third-party tool to recruit people. Now, let's go to the next page, which I called What Makes It a Business. These are, some of you in other companies have seen a similar chart. It is a very normal chart, pieces that you look at if you want to look at a company or an opportunity to see whether it is an opportunity. And you see the market. Is there a market for what they're doing, what they're delivering, what they're offering? Is there a is the company good? Are the founders smart? Do they have the right intentions? Do they have a vision? Are they engaging themselves in the company? Are they on a mission, or is it just a money thing for them? So that's important things to look. Do they have healthy culture? Are they taking care of people in the company? Do they develop people, etc., etc.? The products, what are they? What kind of products are they? What kind of science? Is there anything unique, patented, or is it just another Me Too product? Is it something that people have everywhere else, or is it so and can get anywhere else, or is it something that is unique? Now, the compensation system and the distribution method is, of course, an important part of it. Do people get paid in a way that is inspiring all the way from start until you reach the top? And of course, the support system, the team that you become part of. And the biggest part is, of course, yourself. And we'll talk shortly about that too. So let's go very quickly. This is not a presentation of the whole opportunity, so let's just go quickly through them. And I'll mention quickly the different things that was most important to me. And I really picked the things that were most important. I looked at numerous different factors, but these are the most important. And I would suggest that you look at them as key things that you can use to get people intrigued, interested, curious about this company. For example, if I talk about the market, you can show the market there, and there are 3 specific markets that we are aiming at: health and well-being, anti-aging, sports and athletics. For example, if you meet a person that are doing sports and athletics, you could use this comment as, you know, if I could show you a way to deliver a unique patented product that most of the world has never seen before, that could potentially improve your endurance, your performance, your recovery time, etc. Would you be interested in having a look at it? You could use that, for example, as a question to just create curiosity and make people interested. And you could do similar with the other 2. But those 3 are clearly top markets. I didn't need to look very much into that. If the product that we have satisfied those 3, then you can check that as a very, very, very promising market. So let's look at the company. The company, as you may have seen lately, is a top 100 company now. They just entered the list, which is very unique. Very, very few companies in the direct selling industry joined that list within 5 years. Most of these companies are 10, 20, 40 years old. And it is a good indication that they, within 5 years, and believe me, I had the chance to go and see the company. I was invited to talk with each one of the founders, the son and the father. I sat 4 or 5 hours with each and one of them, personally, talking with them about numerous things. And I can assure you, I've never been more impressed of any one leader that I've met than I was when I had met with these 2. They're not just great, competent leaders. They're good human beings that are doing this for the right reasons. They're not just doing it for the money. They're doing it for a purpose, or they're on purpose doing it. They're on a cause and on a mission. They want to provide this product to the world. And then, of course, the fact that you earn a lot of money on it is just an effect of the causes you produce. So they're doing the things for the right reasons. And that's why also this company was profitable within a year. Most companies that are started, no matter what industry you look at, most companies that are started go bankrupt within 2 years. They say generally 80%. 80% of companies that are started go bankrupt within 2 years. 80% of the rest of the companies, that's another 16% of the total, go bankrupt within 5 years. So now, that since we're more than 5 years old, we have gone through the most critical time. And this company has actually been profitable since year one. They're debt-free, cash-rich, they have resources, and they are investing them because this company knows that if they do the right things in the right way the first years, it will take off and be a sustainable long-term business. So they are investing a lot of the profits clearly into the company. And it's a simple concept, very simple. One science, two products, as you know. Another thing that struck me that I really like with the company is that they have a total control of the whole value chain. They own the science. They own the products. They own the manufacturing and production of the whole thing. That means that they can pretty much do whatever they want, which is really good. If you're only a sales and distribution company, you are totally in the hands of the supplier, in my opinion. Meaning that if you one day go up, then everything is fine. But if you want to have a uniqueness, you want to be exclusive in selling a certain product from a certain supplier, the supplier would, of course, demand certain volumes that you sell every year. Which means that if a company goes down year after year, they will come in trouble. They will probably not meet what the suppliers will demand, and they will get in trouble and not be able to keep the products unique, etc. So it's really good that it is simple. It is one science, two products, control of the whole value chain, and by the way, it's patented. The method of doing this is patented, so we're the only one in the world that can deliver that. I'll get back to that in a second. And I mentioned the founders, the owners, the corporate management before. That impressed me more than anything else, and they are a real good group of people that I'm honored and have to join. So we are a great team. Not only among the field leaders, it's a great team, but we feel already that we're a great team with the corporate management. They see the field as a team also. They have open lines with us. They talk with us. They listen. They do anything they can to put everything in order so that we can do the best possible thing. So let's go to the product. The product in itself is, of course, important. It's not the first thing I looked at, but it's an important part of the analysis. And you've heard a lot about that before. I'm not going to go into detail about it. I'm not qualified for it either. But I have understood this much, that if you have healthy cells, you usually have a healthy body. And these molecules, we are the only ones that can produce and stabilize them outside the body and give back to as a supplement. It's patented. That method is patented and unique, and we are the only provider that can do it. You don't find this anywhere else but in your own body and in the two products from ASEA. That's a real benefit. Let's look at the compensation. The compensation, I found, I looked really well into that because I've worked in sales and sales management my whole entire life and seen numerous compensation systems, not only network marketing, but outside network marketing as well. And I find this really attractive and inspirational in all stages of the plan, from the start until you're at the top. We all know that I've worked in this industry for a number of years. We know the importance of the first 90 days of any distributor, any associate. We know from research after research across the board that it is important that people feel that they earn a little, it doesn't have to be so much, but that they see that it is working. They may put in some effort and they get some money back. And they really have put that in place with some real good beneficial fast bonuses, etc., etc. And then, as you get into it, it's a hybrid system. It's the best of both, actually. It's the binary system and the sponsorship tree system. You will learn more about that in other workshops, but I really like the combination of these two. It is very inspirational, very motivational for people when they see their company, their team grow. And then modern back office system and tools. And the fact that we can advance rank and get paid every week, that gives and promotes continuity and a totally different dynamics in the whole business. It's incredible. In this case, I was used to before that you started working in the beginning of the month, and then everybody worked their something off the last couple of days of the month, and everybody was so tired that they slept the first 2-3 days of next month. Now here it's not like that. It's every week. Every ASEA week starts Saturday morning. With several of the teams that I've established, we have started actually Saturday morning inspirational meetings just to get started. Because if you take the weekend off, Saturday and Sunday, and then go to work on Monday, and you start maybe a little bit on Monday evening, you have already spent 42% of the week and haven't even get started. So that's what we not should do. I don't mean that we should not take care of family and not be with our friends and family on the weekends, etc. I'm just saying, do something every day, at least now in the beginning. This is an incredible year to invest time and go all out massive action to build a foundation. If you do that, I'm sure you're gonna never regret it. So the ASEA week starts on Saturday morning, a couple of hours, maybe an inspirational call, maybe do a few meetings or a few phone calls, maybe a Skype presentation, whatever it is, to just get moving. And last but not least, it's a consumer-based, authorship-based business with high retention rate. It's incredible. When people get on this product, very, very few quit compared to other things I've seen in the industry. Let's quickly go to support. And as far as support, I don't think you find anywhere in this industry or in any other industry that I've looked into. And as I said, I've been working with a lot of industries, with a lot of companies, and I've never ever seen a place out there where you can join a team of top distributors with numerous years of experience that have been top-level distributors in other companies that get together to build a team and an infrastructure and a support system where everybody have the chance to win. And it's very simple and an easy concept. And it's simple and easy to sign in. You've all experienced that, I guess, most of you anyway. If you're a guest on this call, I hope you will experience this before the night is over or as soon as possible. You sign in and you order a few products, and it's a very low startup cost. As a matter of fact, I think I signed in, and within a day, I had my money back. Recruited 3-4 people, and I had my money back. Trust me, there's no business out there anywhere in any industry where you can do this. If a person says, or if one of you thinks that you need to think first before you have to, before you sign in, before you buy some products or something, I would give you my best advice is to not think. I'm all for thinking. I actually teach people to think and how to think. However, sometimes we think a little bit too much and too long. In this case, I would encourage you to think less and do more. Actually sign in and get the product. That's the most important test you do anyway. Sign in, start testing the products over the next 3 months, and then you can do your due diligence and look into all the things you need to think about. Get a position in the system. As soon as you sign in, you get your personal website, web shop, up and running right from start, great back office system, and you're good to go. Now let's round this off and look at what you need to do. And that's as it is in any other business. Trust me, it doesn't matter if it is ASEA or any business, whether you start a coffee shop on the corner or whatever it is. You got to make a committed decision. Not just say that I think I'll do this, but say I will do this. I'm committed to do this. And a good advice that I got from a great mentor many years ago, because I was one of those who liked to think strategy and analyze things and get everything in ready first, and I wanted to know how everything worked before I got started doing it. Don't do that. The best advice I ever got was progress before perfection. Get started. Start with what you have. The how-tos will appear. How you're going to do it does not matter right now. The decision comes first, and if you make the decision to do it, then and only then you should be starting to look at how it's going to happen. You see, if you haven't made the decision that it's going to happen, then all the how-tos in the world doesn't matter, does it? Because you're not going to do it anyway, so why bother? So make a decision that it will. You see, we are programmed to think that we need to know exactly how everything is going to appear before we start doing it. I mean, a great example I once heard was, if you are in one end of Oslo, for example, or Copenhagen, or Tampere, or Helsinki, on one side, you start on one side of a big city, and you want to drive to the other side. Do you wait until every light is green? Of course you don't. You start moving. You start, and then if you meet a red light on the way, or a traffic light, or an accident, and you have to make a D-turn, it doesn't matter. You solve that when you get to it. So progress right away. Get started. Start with what you have. Learn how to just have a great attitude, and then learn how to write a list of people and invite people into having a look at it. And then we learn as we move. And I would really encourage you all to do what the Americans would call AUMA, all-out massive action, the rest of this year. Not just the next 90 days or something, but, and then you might think, it's soon summer, maybe I'll start in August. I promise you, if you start now, and if you do this consistently with focus, dedication, and discipline, continuity throughout this year, you will lay a foundation that you will earn money on and have pleasure from in maybe 20, 30 years to come. A top distributor told me when I started my first business, he said many years ago, he said, Odmund, if you're willing to do what most people are not willing to do over the next 3 to 5 years, you will see yourself in a position, you're likely to see yourself in a position in 3 to 5 years that most people only dream of. And it is true. It really is true. Invest in this year. It's actually been said in many famous speeches as well that the common denominator of successful people is that they are usually willing to do what most people are not willing to do. Willing to do what most people are not willing to do. And in this case, it's really easy. You just decide to have the right attitude. The attitude at the beginning of any task is the most important, because when you get into this, Earl Nightingale said that 50, 60 years ago. He said, the attitude at the beginning of any task is the most important factor for your success. It will, to a large extent, define the success you get out of that activity. So when you start your ASEA business with a great positive attitude, progress before perfection, let's get started, let's learn on our way, let's start getting uncomfortable, because we know that personal and professional development has to do with becoming uncomfortable before it gets comfortable. That's how we learn. So with the right attitude, write a list of people, learn to invite, then follow up and collect the decisions, and teach others to do the same. That's the A-lift process that you will learn more about other places, and that you have videos on, etc. And that is something to round off on. Let's finalize this with the last picture called Other Main Factors. I just added this, that I want you to understand, I really want you to understand that most people go through their whole life with not ever coming across an opportunity like this with the timing that this has. You are so fortunate, we are so fortunate to be able to stand here just, if you look at this as climbing a mountain, it is just at the beginning. Everything is in place, and we have the chance to be with this company all the way to the top from the bottom. It's just getting started. You can kind of hear it whisper, and it's just ahead of hyper growth, and it is something different. I mean, this is a story no one has told before, and nobody else can tell the same story as we have. It's not a Me Too thing. We are unique, patented. There's nobody else that can deliver this, and we can actually make a difference while making a great living. Being part of this industry, which probably now has more than $178 billion of products and services distributed through this channel. It's a real home-based business that attracts all ages. This is not only for young or old people, it's everything. And we have all the modern tools. I can see great young people that are like Morten Dam, for example. The kid is not even 30 years old, and has a good group of people there, and we're all doing things online and so on. I built a great team already. Just the first 4 or 5 weeks up to gold executive level. I have no idea whether that is fast or slow in this company, but anyway, things are happening, and everything I have done from my home, behind this computer and on this phone with FaceTime, Skype, Zoom, whatever you have. Everything done from home. Every single thing. And trust me, this is in harmony with my purpose. I hope it is in harmony with yours. My purpose is to help people understand that it is in your hands to create your own future. It's totally your own decision to do that, and this is a phenomenal vehicle to do it with. So thank you for listening in, and I hope that you will benefit from the book and from the interviews and so on, and make it happen. I look forward to seeing a lot of you in Oslo and in Salzburg in a couple of weeks. Thank you, Morten.